This was always going to be more than a cricket match, much, much more than a cricket match. And you can tell me, look, you've been saying that for a while. This is how it's always been. No, in the discourse, in the build up to this match, and as we saw in the statements and the actions after the game, this was far, far more than a cricket match. And that is what makes some of the performances even more remarkable. Gautam Gambhir had said before the game that we will take all emotion out of the match. And it didn't surprise me because that is exactly how he is as a person. He said, take away all the emotion from the game. And that is exactly what India were. India were emotionless. India were cold. And you could see that in the manner in which Surya Kumar Yadav batted. He said that he always wanted to be there at the finish in a game. His performances against Pakistan before this hadn't been anything to write home about. But he was so calm. He was so cold in the way he went about it. And all the more reason because in his mind, he would have known what he was going to do and what he was going to say after the game. These things are not spur of the moment decisions. It's not that he sat in the dressing room after the game was over, after the game was won, and he said, right now I'm going to say this. No. He would have known exactly what he was going to say. He would have known there'd be no handshakes. He would have known there'd be a door shut. Now, to put all that away from your mind is not easy. Imagine yourself in that situation, in a tense situation, all the discourse around it. You're thinking, I know what I'm going to do when we win, and yet I will not let that affect the way I'm playing. I will still stay in the moment, aware of what I'm going to do in the end. That made it an extraordinary performance, not just from him, but from young Abhishek Sharma as well. He probably wouldn't have been privy to all the decision-making between Gautam Gambhir, Surya Kumar Yadav, some of the senior players, but he would have been aware of what was riding. And then to come out and play fearlessly was something that warmed the cockles up my heart. That someone, in the context of what is happening, someone so young can go out, charge the best bowler in the opposition and play three extraordinary shots. I've always said, I said it in the build-up, I said it on Crick Buzz as well, that for me the contest was going to be Shaheen Shah Afridi versus Abhishek Sharma. There was a statement made. India were absolutely fearless. I thought Pakistan were the opposite. I thought they were nervous. I thought they were overawed. They looked a little bit worried, and you could see that in their decision-making. The decision-making that you saw from Saim Ayub and Mohammad Haris early on, and then that you saw from Fakhar Zaman, even from Sahibzada Farhan, Salman Ali Agha, ... Oops, now what do I do? Let me play a big one. They were very nervous. They were wound. They were tight. You could see that in everything that they did. The spinners set it up for India. It set it up for the batters to go, and they were outstanding. But their job was made even easier by what happened in those first 2 overs. The shot that Saim Ayub played of Hardik Pandya and the shot that Mohammad Haris played of Jasprit Bumrah exposed the nervousness in the Pakistan camp. But even then, 40 for 2 in the power play was a bit of a comeback. But to see what Kuldeep and Varun and Akshar did, and they had different roles, but to see what they did was fantastic. Varun Chakravarti has the more difficult role. He's got to bowl in the power play and he's got to bowl at the death. Kuldeep takes wickets in the middle overs. If you've got a spinner, finger, wrist, doesn't matter. If you've got a bowler who takes wickets in the middle overs, the way that Kuldeep Yadav has done so far, and indeed for the better part of his career, it's just fantastic for the captain. I think Surya Kumar Yadav admitted that in the post-match conference as well. So a clear role for Varun Chakravarti, a clear role for Kuldeep Yadav. And sometimes there's a key player in this Indian team who just flies under the radar far, far, far too much. You look at the games against Pakistan in recent times, he's gone in at number 4, number 5. He's come in, he bowled 2 overs. His first 2 overs, I think 3 or 4 runs and a wicket. Akshar Patel just flies under the radar. He's a remarkable T20 wide ball cricketer. He's always been there. I think he walks into every single side that he is part of. So the bowling was fantastic. I mean, Pakistan huffed and puffed their way through and then got Shaheen Afridi to play that blinder at the end. And yet they only got to 127. You cannot defend 127 unless you've got wickets up front. And I thought that is why Abhishek Sharma's performance was the game changer. I can see why Kuldeep Yadav got player of the match because it was set up. But once you're chasing 127, I thought Abhishek was the game changer. And I still can't get my head around the calmness and the coolness with which Surya Kumar Yadav finished again. One other thought. That finish in Melbourne, October 2022, one of the most storied games, talked about, viewed so often in India. I just wonder if it created wounds in Pakistan cricket that are taking a very long time to heal. Because taking that game in mind, it is now 5-0. Sometimes too much is made of this contest. The results don't say that it's a contest as it used to be in the past. But it's 5-0 now to India. There have been 2 or 3 one-sided games, especially over 50 overs. Look what happened in the Asia Cup of 23, where India made 356 for 2, Pakistan 128. Then in the World Cup, Pakistan 191, India 192 for 3. That made it 3-0. And then even that game in New York, 119, Pakistan need 48 or 48 balls with 8 wickets in hand. And they did not believe they could win that game. You could see there were tense, they were wound up even there. So what India said and did after the game now draws a line in the sand. There's always been pressure on the players in an India-Pakistan game, but that pressure has now gone to another level. So when you watch a game like this, remember, these are still very young people. Even if some of them are in their early 30s, they're still very young people. Having to play games like these, the pressure that will come on the players of both sides has now gone to a different level. So as I said, do keep that in mind when you watch this game. But at the moment, on the basis of what we saw in this game, there's more games to come. And that's why I'm saying that on the basis of what we saw in this game, India were playing at a different level. I just wonder, very often in cricket, you play to the fear in the enemy camp. I just wonder on the 21st, when these two teams come together again, whether there will be fear and wounds in the other camp that India can relate to, that India can take advantage of.
So thank you for watching and do subscribe to this channel.